And Lash, he puts his boot to it down towards the croaky green corner. Taken back there by flanker Lindsay. Makes 2 or 3 metres before he gets dropped to the ground. Halfback McKenzie right in behind him. Gives it up there to the front row. Tom Hayward takes it on, metre or two. McKenzie now back behind him to Nathan McCloy. Puts the left-footed boot down deep and taken right back there by Joel Hands. He gives it across to Lash. Oh, taken right out, does Lash. Where was the touchies there and the referee? No, nothing done. Lash absolutely creamed there as Mid-Canterbury take the ball forward. And it's coming along down on the short side here, quickly up there to winger Franson. Franson passed it inside. He did step into touch there, but Smithy, it wasn't just me, was it? James Lash completely taken out.
Well, and it was all on too, Townie. He was kicked it over the top and little kick into space. And yeah, next thing I look back and he's lying on the ground. I didn't see what happened, but he was poleaxed.
Anthony Ellis, the Buller hooker, he'll throw it in 1 metre inside his own half. Mid-Canterbury here with intention. Gets the call. Down towards the back it goes. Up high there into the hands of Godwin. Straight out along the Buller back line there. Big pass out there to Wells in the centre. Long pass to Joel Hands. He's over the halfway mark. He's over the 10-metre mark before the Mid-Canterbury defence get across to him. He's about 25 metres out now. Stevens out there to Abrahama. Gives it up there to Leper. Leper runs into the tackle there of Lindsay. Stevens still working it away to the left. Lash tries to go through the gap again. He does so too. Taken just outside the 22-metre mark. Back to Stevens. He's working it to the right. Abrahama's got it. Runs straight into Matt Groom on the ground. Buller still with it under control. Still working it to the right there. Robbie Malneek again. He gets it up to Hands. Hands to the 22-metre mark. The defence is solid there from Mid-Canterbury. Stevens gets it again out to Buller, but gee, Mid-Canterbury up very, very quickly on Abrahama. They got him up in the air too. The referee's whistle goes.
It was a knock on at that last ruck. 2 rucks ago. Mid-Canterbury got their hands in there and just spilled it forward. Bullock obviously continued on, but they've come back for that long advantage, but we'll take it. Joel Hands, he's the new face of Buller Rugby Town. He's touched the ball twice already, made good yards. Now maybe he's the next 200
recipient.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, just having a look at the program. Joel Hands starting his third cap today, so a wee way to go. However, Andrew Stevens right out in midfield, about 25 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury post. Stevens waiting for the scrum to go down. Put in. Held in the back there by Leper. Oh, good scrum from Buller. Comes back now, working to the left. Lash, a long pass out there to Mike Wells. Wells gives it to Ravudra. He's got no room to move, but he's coming through 2 or 3 of them. He's over the 22-metre mark now, Ravudra. Gets taken to ground. Lashing at halfback. Stevens at first 5'8". Abrahama gets it behind him near to Malneek. Malneek gets it up to Logan Mundy before he gets taken down. They're about 18 out from the Mid-Canterbury line. And Lash is working for it. He's appealing for it. Stevens a halfback now. And away goes centre 3/4. No, it's not. It was Tailua into the background and to the back line there. But Buller have got a penalty. Mid-Canterbury up offside. And the first penalty to go right out in front of the post at about 18 metres out.
Well, this is where they make their decisions, Townie, isn't it? Do you take your 3 points early on and just get yourself into the game, or do you stay down here and keep the pressure on? Marmite, Stevens, he points at the posts, and up will come James Lash. A good start from Buller, and a tidy start, minimal mistakes. Actually, I don't think they've made one yet, Townie, and very different from what was seen earlier this year.
Right, well, he's about, as I say, about 18 metres out from the post, just slightly to the right of the post. No wind really to speak of. And with about 4 minutes of play gone, Buller have had basically all of the play so far. And Lash will have the chance taking back over the kicking from Mike Wells.
Yeah, it's interesting, Townie. Maybe his knees come right. Of course, he had a few weeks off because of that knee.
Here goes the kick from Lash. And the flags go up, and with that penalty, after 5 minutes of play, it is a Electro Services Buller 3 and Mid-Canterbury 0.
Well, James Lash straight back into it, the left boot. He put it almost out onto Peel Street. He hit that beautifully. And like you say, Buller are going to go 3-0 up. Is that the confidence booster they needed?
5'8", Nathan McCloy got the ball. He'll kick back towards our broadcast touch, a left foot kicker. There it goes. He gets it up nice and high. Through very quickly there is winger Franson, but taken down there by Robbie Bonish. Midway 22 and a half way. Goes up there to Jack Best and he runs straight into there to Lindsay. Trying to hold him up in the air there. Buller over the top, protecting it. Stevens got Lash away to the right. Gets it back behind him onto the left foot and he puts it straight down the middle of the field. And the hooker Donlan, the captain, straight through him again. Oh, the winger over the far side there. Oh, he got taken out in the air. And the winger Griffiths, he went high for that kick. And
yeah, it was Anthony Tailua, Townie. The ball actually bounced and he jumped for the ball on the bounce. And obviously knowing the rules that once you're in the air, you're out of play. And Anthony Tailua, obviously timing was off. The referee thought the penalty was enough, and Mid-Canterbury will punch it down about 5 metres.
Put on the ground quickly up there to flanker Lindsay again. He's in the play a lot there, but Mike Wells crashed him to the ground there. Mackenzie in behind it again, up there to McCloy, and with 5'8". Quickly on to Blackburn. Just only going across field at the moment. Again, the two flankers, Lindsay and Korantamana. And conjunction there. Long left pass out to the left there, but it bounces along the ground to no one. Gone back into Mid-Canterbury territory. Through very quickly and down on it. Blackburn be 7 or 8 metres back inside his own territory there. Buller through very quickly. Joel Hands and penalty to Buller. Joel Hands got in there very, very quickly. And Brownlee and right over the top there along with Godwin, the two flankers.
I think it was Robbie Bonish actually.
Bonish in there as well.
Yes.
The grey headgear, not the grey hair.
No, grey headgear. No, his old man's got the grey hair. Old Mick Bonish played 100 games for Buller as well, so there's a lot of history around this team, but Townie.
And Lash has signalled to the post. Well, he's about 8 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory. He's on the 15-metre mark and from that grandstand touch. And he fancies himself. So there's no wind out there at the moment. Just having a look at the Buller Rugby Union flag over on the grandstand. It's not moving at all.
Oh, it'd be minimal if at all, Townie. Maybe it's 3 points if it's over. If it misses, it pins Mid-Canterbury back in their own territory for another 5 minutes.
Well, Mid-Canterbury, they were midway 22 and a half. And trying to pick it up, Blackburn, he just knocked it back even further. And as I say, Joel Hands through there quickly and Robbie Bonish along there with Sam Godwin. And Buller now with the penalty. Here goes Lash. He's got plenty of distance on this one.
That is a magnificent kick.
Mate.
He would have kicked that from 60, Townie. That landed over the dead ball line on the full from, 43 metres on the angle. So Lash has definitely got those kicking boots on today. Buller up 6-0 and Mid-Canterbury's first foray with the ball. Buller have looked very organised in defence.
All right, 8 minutes. I make it 8 on my clock unofficially as McCloy's brought it back to the halfway mark. Again, he gets it up nice and high. G gives his... and up high, Abraham, he takes the ball too. He's got Anthony Ellis right in behind him as they go over the top. He's taken to the ground nearby Duff. However, this time it comes up there to Godwin, isn't he? Yes, he's gone around 2 or 3 players too. Good work there from the offside, blindside flanker there as Stevens works it out to Lash again. He puts his boot to it, puts it down deep over the head of Nabakiki, the fullback there for Mid-Canterbury's. About 8 metres out from his own line as Tailua comes at him and... he puts it into touch, but Buller, plenty of distance gained there from that kick down field from Lash. And the line out will be a Buller throw. And we are about 26 metres from the Mid-Canterbury line.
And we're 10 minutes in, Townie, and not one mistake from this Buller side today, so outstanding start.
And the line out goes. Abraham gets up. Jack Best takes it off him. Runs straight into his opposite mate, Matt Groom there. Buller have it under control going forward. Stevens got it. Play to the left up to Lash. Lash gives it up to Leaper. Leaper runs into Blackburn, the second 5'8". Still got it under control. Still working to the left there. Lash gets, nice ball up to Wells. But Tailua gets taken and dumped to the ground there by the Mid-Canterbury defence. Again, Leaper's got it. Passes out there to Abraham. Picks it up nicely. Makes 5 or 6 metres there too. Buller still going forward. Coming back now. And now Malneek called for it, but it went behind him. Wells has had to pick it up. Trying to come around a couple of them, trying to work it free.
Here we go.
Tailua. He's come up over the halfway mark, up to the fullback there, Nabaki. He stops him up. Ravudra's got it in his hand. He's about 5 metres out from the line now. But it's all Mid-Canterbury players over the top of him. Gets taken down high. Buller in trying to free it up there. Tailua's got it freed up. He's crashed towards the line. He has got it down. It's a try. Yes, the referee looks towards the touchline. They give the nod. The Buller boys were up in the air. And...
Anthony
Tailua with the ball, and that will take Buller out to 11 points to nil. Tailua scores about 5 metres in from the corner, and great work there coming down. Mike Wells, and on the wet and forget replay, Wells working down that left-hand side. He gave the ball there to Tailua. We also had Ravudra in amongst it all there, and as the Buller boys went to ground right on the line, Tailua picked it up, squirmed his way basically to the left and put it on the chalk.
He did. It looked like it had broken down there, Townie. We talked about that, no mistakes. The ball went in behind Lash and Malneek. Well picked up by Wells. He found a little bit of space, and Anthony Tailua into a hole. He got taken down about 15 out, up to Ravudra. Ravudra drove towards the line, taken down, and like you say, Anthony Tailua picks the ball up and with a bit of help has driven himself over about 2 metres in from touch.
James Lash right down in front of us now. We'll get a good look at this one. Well, Bull have started off with a rush and a roar today. Lash starts to come in. He's kicked that. Smithy, I like that.
That's beautiful.
That'll do us. Everybody wants to be on song.
Well, James Lash, 2 metres from this broadcast touchline. We've got the perfect view, Townie. We were looking straight down the tunnel, and it never wavered.
13 points in the Electra Services Buller over Mid Canterbury. And once again, Nathan McCloy, the 5'8", kicks up. This time he kicks it deep. And waiting for back there is Godwin. Inside he's 22. Starts to make a bit of a run now. Now he goes on a bit of a burst, but taken around the ankles there by Bonington. Put on the ground. Stevens in at half-back. Gives it straight up there to Abrahama, using him at 5'8", but gee, they're tackling solid out there. That time from Korotamana. Back now to Lash, inside the 22. And as Einarson comes at him, a big kick, and that's going to go into touch. He's just overcooked it fractionally.
I think the kick was, it was out on the full. Buller must have been a half a metre outside the 22. The ball went back in, and I don't think think that was what James Lash was aiming for. He's been kicking it deep and putting pressure on Mid Canterbury. Mid Canterbury right on Buller's 22 with the line out.
A chance now for Mid Canterbury to attack. We have had 13 minutes gone here at Victoria Square. Electra Services Buller 13. Mid Canterbury nil. Into the line out it goes. Taken down again by Lindsay. He's having a big game. Taken to ground. Now they start to go for a little bit of a rumble. And coming away with the ball there is Einarson. Right out in front of the Buller post. They're inside. Oh, no, slipped up there to the front row of Bonington. Bonington going for the line. He's held up right on the line. The referee playing advantage, is it? Yes. The arm is out. They've lost the ball. Buller have got it. And the referee is blowing the whistle. There's a penalty to Mid Canterbury here. But a large blast on the whistle there. And what are Mid Canterbury going to do? Calling out Buller captain Andrew Stevens. I think one of the Mid Canterbury boys had the ball, and Joel Hand's getting called across from the far wing.
Well, I don't know what this is for, Townie. He was a long way from any of the play that I saw.
Perhaps he'd already gone for a pie and a drink when the referee said he thought he should have been on the field.
I think the penalty itself was for one of the Buller players. I think it might have been Andy Ellis made the tackle under the posts and just didn't roll away in time, but who knows what's going on.
Penalty to Mid Canterbury. What are they going to do? The Buller boys have been called in for a bit of a powwow.
Well, Buller have had all the balls, so I don't think it's for repeated infringing, Townie. I think they've only had to make about 15 tackles today as it is.
Yeah, so what will Mid Canterbury do here? Will they take the three or will they set the scrum down?
Looks like they're set up for the scrum.
Setting it for the scrum. They got their backline split. On this side we have Nabakiki and also Franson away to the right. The rest of the backline out to the left.
Yeah, Dan Franson, a 7 specialist, so plenty of toe, Townie. Good on his feet.
McKenzie, he'll put it in. Buller need a big scrum here. Mid Canterbury, they got to hold it. 15 gone. Oh, big shove there from Buller. Mid Canterbury, though, they're just holding it. The number 8 trying to hold in the back. Einarson. He tries to have a go for the line, but he's held up. Held up there. Mid Canterbury, though, put it down on the ground there. Buller having to regroup here. Mid Canterbury having a little bit of a dash for the line. They're about a metre short. Still got the ball held up there. Still got it held up there. Having a dive. There's a bit of a yell and a roar, but no.
Waiting for it to come. From Buller, Townie. Desperate here indeed.
The referee got her arm out again, has she? And has awarded the try while Mid Canterbury worked their way round to the left. Very hard to see who had it coming up with the ball there.
Looks like one of the popos to me, Townie.
Number 3 there it was. Matt Groom there with the try after about 15 minutes of play. Well, Mid-Canterbury, the first time they've had their hands on the ball, and they have scored just to the left of the posts. And
well, you're not going to be in two minds about what Mid-Canterbury were going to do there, Townie. They took the scrum. The number 8, Innocent, took it to the left. He got close, and then it looked like about 5 or 6 rucks or mauls very close to the line, and in the end it was the prop forward, would you say,
Matt Groom, he is
over,
on the wet and forget replay here. Yes, got him for the try. And McCloy now will try to add the extra 2 points, as I say, just to the left of the posts. Well, the first time Mid-Canterbury had been down on the Buller line, and Buller giving away a couple of penalties there as McCloy starts to move in. There goes the kick, and the it's gone away to the left of the post. Well, I'd almost written that down, but in fact I have to change my scoring system there.
Well, the touch judges looked at each other, Townie. They had a good look. They looked at the post, looked at each other again, and then decided not quite, Mr. McCloy. So they come back to the halfway line. And
Electra Services Buller 13, Mid-Canterbury 5. James Lash, he'll kick back towards the grandstand side. And we've had about 15 minutes gone as Lash puts it up high there. Oh, Mid-Canterbury again. It goes over a couple of heads before it's finally taken there by Duff. Midway 22 and a half way. McKenzie straight up there to Lindsay, using him as the 5'8 there. Take up the crash ball. McKenzie looks to the left, looks to the right, goes back to the left there. Again, the forwards keeping hold of McKenzie, this time behind it to McCloy. Goes on to that favoured left foot, boots it down the grandstand side, waiting for it there. Joel Hands. Hands a big pass across field there to Lash. Lash again puts a boot to it towards the grandstand. Oh, the touch over here, broadcast touch. It has bounced and gone into touch, 25 metres out. He judged that one beautifully.
It's very heady football, Townie. A good kick down by the Mid-Canterbury 5'8 McCloy. Taken by Hands, long ball to Lash, and his favourite left boot has just put it down 5 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury 22.
And into the line out it goes, and tapped down from Mid-Canterbury on their side, and cleaned up by Groom, the try scorer. McKenzie gets it out into the centres there where Blackburn tries to take on Wells. He's not going to do that there. Again, they're still working to the left there, and the boot of McCloy going to put it down deep. Tailua waiting back just outside his 22, takes it nicely. He's going to have a bit of a run as the fullback, but he's run into a couple of heavy Mid-Canterbury tacklers there. 10 metre mark, Buller territory, working the short side. Stevens gives it up to Lash, right on the halfway mark it is now. Coming back now, Stevens gives it up there to Tailua, gets it up to Abrahama. Runs straight and in over the top of Donlan, the hooker there. And the ball's carried on once again. Getting in amongst there is Tailua. Jack Best playing out at 5'8 here. They're going to go the short side, are they, Buller? Just holding it, waiting for it. Back up to Tailua. And he's not going to get over that halfway mark. Driven right back from Mid-Canterbury players there. Anthony Ellis has finally got the ball in hand. Matt Groom, the big popo for Mid-Canterbury, he's rolled him over. Buller still with it, hands it back nicely. Worked it out there to Jack Best. Jack Best.
Numbers here, Townie, if they can get it.
If Buller can get it quick, can they get it quick? Yes, they're still working this short side. Lash, he's going through that gap. Almost got through, or just held on by the shirt tails there.
Oh, the referee,
and referee's going to have to penalise. Yes, a penalty against Mid-Canterbury there. They were not releasing the ball, and they are 8 metres inside their Mid-Canterbury territory, but Lash, he saw the gap and he went through it too, and they just grabbed his coattails. A little bit of room down the short side, and Buller, will they have a shot at the post?
Yeah, Angus Lindsay made the tackle and then got trapped in an awkward position. The referee had no choice. Lash is going to put it into the star corner, Townie.
Gets the old banana kick, and the line-out will take place right on the 22 metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory, and it will be Anthony Ellis, the hooker for Buller. Buller going for a full line-out. I notice Ravuja creeping into the back line there.
I'll notice Luke Brownlee's left eye is covered in blood.
Already? Tapped down there, and Buller wasn't tapped and wasn't controlled. So Buller have lost that one, picked up by Mid-Canterbury. They try to go through the middle. Jack Best and Brownlee over the top there. They come the short side, Mid-Canterbury. Donlan gets it, gives a long pass out here to Franson. Franson down. He's got Bonington inside him, trying to get back now. The big guy locked forward. Tries to pass it over the top. Knock on there, fortunately for Buller. And Logan Bonington just down outside the 22-metre mark, Buller territory, tried to get it back into Dan Franson, and the Buller from losing that line out inside the Mid-Canterbury 22, now back on the fence. And gee, you mentioned Dan Franson being a 7 specialist there, Smithy. He certainly took off down this right-hand touch.
He did, Townie, and that's been one of Buller's weak spots this year, is that defence down the fringes. Franson took advantage of it inside. Unfortunately for Mid-Canterbury, it was only Bonington didn't quite have the pace, and the defence got across. He tried to get it back to Franson, but Franson just couldn't quite hold on.
Buller with this defensive scrum. They are 8 metres in from our broadcast touch. They are on the 22-metre mark, Buller territory.
Well, we've seen in the scrums we've had today, Townie, I think Buller have got the slight ascendancy. Even that Mid-Canterbury scrum, which led to the try, was going backwards at the time.
Right, but of course all it takes is one little lack of concentration. Need the big call. The forward leaders, where are they? Brownlee just bobbing his head up on that open side there, having a wee look. Buller have got it. Stevenson gets it. Long pass out there to Lash. Long pass out there to Wells. They got a bit of room. Wells has gone up the middle here. He's gone up. He's over the halfway. He's got Malneek inside him. He's not going to need Malneek. Oh, he's gone. He tried to flick it behind him. Kicked away. Oh, just tried to kick it away, but Mid-Canterbury managed to pick it up. He should have put his boot to it harder there. 12 metres inside their own half, Mid-Canterbury now. McKenzie gets it up to Groom. Groom, 10-metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. McKenzie again, away to the left there. Oh, almost an intercept, but the fullback, Nabeki, managed to hang on to it there. And Tailua coming behind him. Well done. Knocks it out of his hands. Picks up there, gives it up. Ball goes up to Lash. And a counter-attack. Hey, this is like sevens. Lash, 8 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory, but no one there to help him. Mid-Canterbury have robbed the ball away. Now they're going to go down the left there. Putting his boot to it. Was a centre three-quarter. Hannum Carter, he gets it charged down.
Buller are going to get
on the ball. Jack Best did it. He rolled it over. Bob, what's going on? Come on, ref. They cannot come through. Now Mid-Canterbury rolled it back again. Comes up there to the flanking Karatamana over the 22-metre mark. Back goes Tailua, is it? Picks it up. Oh, and he gets Karatamana on him, but he manages to slip away from him and puts his boot to it. Is it going to go into touch? I'll be hoping it is. And
good throw, is it, Townie? No.
Oh, no. Will McKenzie says no. We'll just wait. But not a lot of ground gained there. What? And both sides with opportunities to score it went back and forward. And if that little flip-back pass from James Lash had landed in Malneek's hands, it would have been under the posts.
Well, Townie, it didn't even resemble rugby. That was all over the place. There was turnover after turnover. It was good work on both sides, and my goodness.
Right, 10 out from the Buller line. Donlan into the line out it goes. Comes back, is it on the... Oh, Mid-Canterbury have managed to control it. They almost lost it. Ellis almost had it. Mid-Canterbury with it under control now. Making a metre or two forward was Haywood. Ball on the ground there. Now Mid-Canterbury trying to drive it forward. Big tackle here from Logan Mundy and Jack Best at 2 props. Just trying to work it forward. Mid-Canterbury, gee, they got some good control here of the ball.
They're going the short way again, Townie. Very close.
McKenzie gives it back up to that workhorse Lindsay. Lindsay almost in under the post before he gets dragged to ground. And the referee has awarded the try. He must have skidded over there in the tackle of Sam Godwin. And...
maybe it was his movement after the tackle, Townie. He's entitled to place it wherever he likes, and he's obviously got a long arm because he's reached about 1.5 metres and placed it down under the sticks. And
yes, Angus Lindsay there with the try, and that is at the 24th minute mark. Well, the way the play went there in the wet and forget replay, Canterbury kept working it to the right. They're working it to the right, and Angus Lindsay, he's been involved in everything today, and finding the try right under the post with the conversion from McCloy to come. Time gone, 24 minutes?
Yeah, about 24 minutes gone, Townie, and Mid-Canterbury right back in this match.
Well, it could have been a 14, we'll call them 14-point tries. Both side ends had a chance there of scoring.
Yeah, they could have been 30-point tries, those ones, Townie. The number of turnovers, we were going everywhere, and when we got back to playing rugby, a nice line-out drive from Mid-Canterbury, and like you say, they've just held on to the ball nicely, kept it close, and then Lindsay has just been too strong under the post.
Big run from Mike Wells there, Robbie Malneek, James Lash, all having a little burst, and referee's whistle is off. Luke Brownlee getting a little bit of blood, is it, round the head?
He had a bit of blood under his eye back at that line out, right back outside the 22 here when The lift went awry at the back, and unfortunately, I think it might have been Luke that was struggling to see the player he's supposed to lift. He had blood in his eye. He's been through that last 5 or so minutes playing like that, but that's typical Luke.
James Lash has just wiped it off at the corner of his jersey, saying, "Get on with it, son. We've got a game to play." There goes the kick-off from Lash. Back out towards the Croaky Green corner, where it's taken by the halfback, McKenzie. McKenzie gives it up, straight up there to Hayward. Hayward right on the 22-metre mark. McKenzie in again, gets it out there to the number 8, Einarson. Taken to the ground in the tackle there of Godwin. McKenzie in behind there, up to the flank, Korotamana. Ball on the ground. Again, McKenzie's picked it up, tried to slip through Malneek before it taken to ground there by Godwin and Best. Back straight there to the number 10, McCloy. McCloy moves to, that was forward, yes it was. Yeah. The referee picked that up, and it will be a Buller scrum. Buller attacking chance, Smithy. About 24 metres out now from the mid-Canterbury line, and what are we there, about 25 metres in from our broadcast touch.
Yeah, well, mid-Canterbury, they were trying to run it out of their territory. I think they just run out of numbers or ideas, or maybe their playmakers are caught up in the rucks, because I think it was one of the forwards that took that ball and threw about a metre forward pass to one of his mates outside him. Buller scrum, like you say, close to midfield and 24, 25 metres out.
All lined out to the right. The whole back line, except for the left-hand winger, Eliasa Ravudra, have all gone out to the right.
Maybe the framer Malneek might take a hit up for once, Townie.
Oh, he's got the weight. He's got the beef.
Yeah, he's obviously lost a little bit as the season's gone on. He's now in a jersey with a number on it. James Lash talking to him. Maybe Malneek saying, "Oh, hang on, don't give it to me. I'm not quite ready."
Give it to Wellesley. Wellesley will do it.
Yeah, Wellesley will do the hard work.
At the scrum, the referee's in the middle there having a chat.
I also wouldn't be surprised if the Ravudra gets one Lash coming back this left-hand side, but we'll wait and see.
The big pass. Scrum has gone down. Put in by Stevens. Hooked. Leaper holding it in the back there. Yes, they do come away to the left there. Ravudra's got it there on the short side. Runs it to Franson. Pushes off the halfback. He's gone through into the fullback, Nabeki. Midway 22 and goal line there, straight up to Aparama. And he gets the tackle of Duff around the ankles. Still working it this time to the right. Anthony Ellis has got it, but he crashed through a good tackle there. Bonington gone straight through him. They're under the goalpost. They're about 8 out now. Malneek gets it up there to Wells. Spins out of the tackle of one, goes towards the line. He's 5 metres out before he's held up there. Buller over the top there, trying to free it up. Now there's going to be a referee has said he didn't let it go.
It's the flanker. I think it was Seta, the flanker. Townie was in there quick. I think she's saying the referee is saying that he never give him a clear release.
And Buller have gone for the scrum.
Well, interesting. 2 early penalties they took to get themselves settled.
I think we've had about 28 minutes gone on the clock here at Victoria Square. The game, of course, this afternoon being brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes, New Zealand's most trusted home builder, and also ESL Electro Services. Thank you very much to those two firms for bringing this commentary, this Mitre 10 Heartland commentary. Electro Services Buller, who lead Mid-Canterbury 13 points to 12. The Buller scrum, 5 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury line. Will there be a pushover try?
Well, other weeks, Townie, they've tried it, haven't they? They tried it with 7 men one week against West Coast, and it might have been their downfall that week. They just
weren't able to control it.
Yeah, Jeff Lepper in the back. He's very good with the ball at his feet. So let's see.
Put in. Mid-Canterbury holding. Now they're going backwards. Buller still done. The referee's blown it up. Mid-Canterbury went backwards and sideways.
Pressure on there. Logan Mundy getting his left-hand side up. Mid-Canterbury under a lot of pressure. They're pretty evenly looking matched packs, Townie. So
size-wise, aren't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest there's too much weight difference. Maybe technique. Buller all year have been their strongest facet has probably been their scrum. So there's some big boys in there. Logan Mundy, he's well over 100 games as well. Another with a lot of experience.
The referee Rebecca Mahoney from the Wairarapa Bush, and she is taking her second Heartland Championship game this weekend. 16 matches for the Black Ferns. Put in, hooked. And again, Buller controlling it. Leaper's got it at his feet. Mid-Canterbury going back.
The advantage again, Townie, here from the referee.
Leaper put down on the ground. He's a metre short. Buller, appealing for the try, but the referee's brought them back.
It was Setter over the ball again, number 7 for Mid-Canterbury. He had rights to the ball there, so Leaper got rolled onto his back. Right on the line it was. But again, back for that scrum penalty, Townie, and
Buller will have another scrum.
they may as well. They've got them pinned down here.
They've got the wood on them, as the saying goes. Referee just explaining to the Mid-Canterbury forwards what it is the problem is.
Controlling the match very well, referee Mahoney today so far from out of the Wairarapa bush.
Didn't get any help from touchies in the first minute of play though, Smithy.
No. Well,
I'm still a wee bit dirty on that. However, Electric Services Buller 13, Mid-Canterbury 12, Stevens. He'll put it in. A set goes in, being held. Oh, a big shove from Mid-Canterbury this time, being held. Leaper's got it off the back there, just tries to stretch forward. And this time it's a penalty to Mid-Canterbury. Yes, Buller. And Leaper had to pick it up. He had no support, unfortunately, and Buller had given away a penalty.
third time lucky there for the there's a Kura Tamana, the flanker for Mid-Canterbury. Buller had turned to this loose head side. Leaper took it forward, and of course his flanker was out of the play, and Kura Tamana straight over the ball. And third time lucky. It's the third time he's got it, and the first time he hasn't been penalised.
And Godwin not happy about that, having a chat to the referee, but the penalty has from McCloy, takes it just outside the 22-metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. They've survived that one.
I think Sam Godwin's saying he was in the scrum, so...
Into the line out it goes, taken down by Einarson. McKenzie gives it right back there to McCloy. McCloy gives it straight up to the centre three-corner, Hannam Carter. His first real run with the ball at the moment. McKenzie tries to come round to the right-hand side, working towards our broadcast touch. McCoy's got it, tries to give it up there to Blackburn. Blackburn held up. Oh, high shot there from Abrahama, was it? And yes, another penalty there to Mid-Canterbury. 2 penalties getting them away from their own goal line. Buller just got to be a little bit more disciplined.
And we talked about this after the West Coast game, Townie. You know, you can scrum all you like all day, but if you don't come away with points, it's a fruitless exercise. And there they've been down there for 5 minutes, come away with nothing. McCoy
with on that left boot, back towards our broadcast touch. And 2 penalties has put them 5 metres now inside their own territory. And it will be the hooker, Jackson Donlan, to throw to the line out. Shorten line out, is it? Down towards the back it goes. Down to McKenzie. Big pass out there in the centres to the number 8, Einarson. Metre inside Buller's territory. Trying to free the ball up there. Waiting for it to come back there.
Buller a bit unlucky there, all over it.
Yeah. And finally, Bonington at halfback gives it up to Duff, but he's got nowhere to go, so he goes to ground. McKenzie back in at halfback there, across to McCloy. Out there to Blackburn, second 5'8", gets taken down by Wells. Only gone across field. They're still inside their own territory. 5 in from the grandstand touch. Comes back into the forwards there, and it is Duff. He's managed to work himself 1 metre inside Buller's territory. And Bonington with the ball now, but he gets stopped cold. The number 8, Einarson, he's at the back there, gives it away to the right there. McCloy across there to the fullback here, Nabeki. And he manages to get it back up there to Blackburn. Buller there having to defend greatly, trying to rip the ball away. Can they get it there? It's come back there. You say, over the top there. That wasn't that flanker again. He's made a real nuisance of himself and trying to push on. And another turnover. Buller lost it again. And once again, Korotamana and getting it. Good work. And Mid-Canterbury there, they're trying to run the ball or inside Buller's territory
and
by about 10
turnover, Townie. This time,
and another knock on. Right, and we've got a Buller player down on the ground here, Robbie Bonish. Looks like he's taken a blow to the stomach, and time is off. Well, some frantic, when they get a bit of rugby going there's some frantic plays happening.
And I'll tell you what, Townie, the tight head prop for Mid-Canterbury was
Groom.
Matt Groom. He's everywhere. He was the one responsible for that last turnover. He's been in there over the ball like a flanker all day. He's carrying the ball like a lock.
Bit of an interesting back chat going on here. We've got Andrew Stevens and Jackson Donlan, the 2 captains, the referee Rebecca Mahoney, all having a wee bit of a chat out there. I dare say the players might be giving her a little bit of advice on how to play this game.
Well, I suggest once they've played 17 games for the Black Ferns, they can start giving her advice, but I think she knows what she's doing.
Exactly. We have Corey Eggers, the touch judge, he's on the field now. Just giving a bit of help. But Electric Services Buller 13, they lead Mid-Canterbury 12. And we have about 5 minutes, is it, of this half still to go. The clock is off at the moment, of course. Touching the ref, having quite a chat out there. Now, I know neither of them will be going to the aftermatch function, so they won't be talking about that. Mahoney having to head up back to Christchurch. Eggers having to head to Timaru straight after the game. So the scrum in the end will go down. It will be Buller's ball. Andrew Stevens, you better come on this side of the scrum, mate. You're on the wrong... Now he's come back, right? And they are about 15 metres inside Buller's territory. They're right on the 15 metre in from touchline. And a defensive scrum here for Buller.
Well, there's a bit of Congress going on out there, Townie, that everyone's talking to each other. They don't really want to get back on with it, I don't think.
The referee's still got a smile on her face. That's what is good. Right, she's called the scrum in.
Dan Franson dropping back on this right-hand side in defence for Mid-Canterbury.
Right, Stevens with the ball. Puts it in. Hook by Ellis. Good hook. Being held in the back there by Leper. Cross there to Lash it goes. Puts a little left boot to it too, and he's just judged it nicely between the fullback and the winger on the far side. And oh, beautifully done. Now the fullback, Becky, he took the ball beautifully, and Joel Hands, like the Charleston Charger, he came through and bowled him into touch. Midway 22 and halfway. Becky got a fright. He didn't see him coming through, and it will be a Buller throwed the line out. Well, that little kicker, Lashes, just split the fullback and the winger beautifully, and now Buller back onto attack. Midway 22 and halfway, Mid-Canterbury territory.
Couldn't have said it better, Townie.
Anthony Ellis with the throw, and it goes, and beautifully, two hands, Matt Brahama down to Stevens to Lash, a long pass out there to Wells, an extra long one there, almost Tailua went over his head though, and it did, well, the referee says it was knocked on, and they tried the big cutout pass here, probably wasn't necessary, just trying to make a wee bit of space. Ravudra and Wells went up for it, wasn't perhaps meant for him, and it didn't quite get to him.
I think the touch judge Eggers, got involved this time, Townie. I think he was right. The ball looked like it went forward about half a metre. Yeah, Mike Wells with a long pass. I think it was meant for Ravudra, and I think it might have been Tailua that got his hand up in the way. Otherwise, there was space down this left-hand side, and Buller they've been down this side a couple of times. Dan Franson, he might look good with ball in hand, but he's been run through a couple of times by Ili Ravudra today. So
we're not having quarter time, are we? The referee's called time off again. Both teams have got together to have another bit of a chat. I've had another look at Brownlee's eye. The two halfbacks having a bit of a chat, as you would expect.
Well, he's not going to get any better looking, Luke Brownlee.
No, he's had his chances, hasn't he?
He has. He's landed what he needs to, and now he's bleeding quite profusely from that left-hand eye, but no one seems to be worried about making him go off. It's his 200th game. Leave him on, sir.
10 metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. 15 in from our broadcast touch here. Will McKenzie to put it in for Mid-Canterbury. And Franson gone into first 5-8. No, he's just slipping back. Buller got the shove on there. Mid-Canterbury, they have cleared it though. Goes across to McCloy, and almost some crossover play there, but Hannum Carter's got it out in the centres.
He slipped a couple of tackles too, Townie.
Playing at halfback there is Blackburn. They're working away to the left there, just inside Buller territory. And that's going to be a penalty to Mid-Canterbury. Not releasing the player about a metre in, side Buller's territory, and Jeff Leper just getting pointed at, was it? 15 in from the grandstand touch, and as time winds down in the first half, we have the second 5-8 there, Tyler Blackburn, putting on his boot.
They just about won't need a half-time shortly, Townie. They've been talking 5 minutes of the last 6.
Yes. So there will still be a wee bit of time on the clock here at Victoria Square, as McCloy left boot. A nice kick too. That looks a good-looking kick, and the touch judge will stop. How far short of the line?
10, 12 metres maybe, Townie.
12 metres out, and it will be Jackson Donlan, the captain for Mid-Canterbury, to throw to a full line out.
Well, big moment, Townie. 13-12 Buller, this close to half-time.
As Donlan gets the call. And towards the back of the line out it goes, and straight into the hands of Brownlee, taking it away from Mid-Canterbury. Gee, that's a good turnover there from Luke Brownlee. Stevens gets it straight behind him there to Malneek it is, and Malneek puts his boot to it, and it goes into touch just outside the 22. Had a couple of Mid-Canterbury players flying at him there, Robbie Malneek.
Yeah, the ball went up the tunnel, Townie. Maybe it's saying, come on, ref, time to go, but yeah, 22 metre line, Mid-Canterbury line out.
And once again, it will be Donlan. Again down towards, and this time Lindsay drops it straight into the hands of McKenzie. McKenzie out there to McCloy. McCloy, a long pass out there to the winger, coming out, flying up there, Griffiths, and he slips through the pass here of Joel Hands still working it away to the right here there. Centre 3/4 and fullback Hannah Carter and Becky working together. Taken down just inside the 22. Mackenzie again gets it across to Duff.
There's another high tackle. Referee's got advantage on Townie.
Mackenzie fires it back inside again to Blackburn, coming in through the middle there. They're only about 10 metres out now from the Buller line. Mackenzie's got his forwards over it, still working to the right. Koramaki's got it. Korakamana. Brownlee over the top, trying to rip it off. Gets bowled over. Mackenzie still working the short side. Goes out to the flanker, Lindsay, but he's out in touch, foot in touch. And the referee's going to penalise Buller. And the penalty back on the 22-metre mark. 5 metres in. And what we're saying it was a high tackle, as you called it, Smithy. And
yeah, Joel Hands just slipped up. He started on the chest, but it just slipped up. Pretty innocuous, but the referee saw something we didn't.
And McCloy, he'll kick on the left foot towards the corner and puts it into touch. And the touchies looking at their watch as well, so time must just about be up in the first half. Electra Services Buller 13, Mid-Canterbury 12. Jackson Donlan. Buller have been under the pump the last 6 or 7 minutes here. Donlan, who will he aim at this time? Buller, they didn't challenge it that time. They let Mid-Canterbury have it. They're going to work it away round the back. See, they've got it up in the air too. They're doing it nicely. Now they go to ground. They've got players left and right. They're going to go to the left, though. Give it up there to Matt Groom. Why wouldn't you, the big fella? Mackenzie again. This time it goes up to the flanker, Lindsay. All right, out under the Buller post. So about 7 or 8 metres out. Oh, Buller have gone in. No, Lindsay's got it. Gives a big pass to McCloy. McCloy out there into the centres, trying to free up the winger there. Hannah Carter has still got it, though, in his hands. Didn't give it. Held up in the air. Can Buller hang on to it? Buller are hanging on to it for dear life over there. And the referee, she's blowing the whistle. It's a turnover, a big turnover there. And who are they going in to give a pat on the back to there?
Yeah, and that's half time.
That's half time. Well,
on the 10 metre, and then they're lined up in behind waiting for this kick off from McCloy.
Okay, the referee signals time back on, and McCloy with the left boot. There he goes, down deep there, taken there by Lash inside his 22 and puts his boot to it as Franson comes at him, and that's a big kick and taken back over his head, though, by Koratamana as he runs across field and inside their own half there, and taken down as the winger Griffiths, 6 metres inside his own territory, 15 in, still working the short side. Bonington into the tackle there of Godwin. No, in fact, it's Mike Wells. He's over here in amongst the forwards. Mid-Canterbury, right on the halfway mark there. Tom Hayward gives it back to Mackenzie. Mackenzie out to McCloy. McCloy working it right along to the back line there to Nakabeki, the fullback. He gives it across to the flanker, Koratamana, staying on the far side. Working it down, Mid-Canterbury into the bullet half now. And Koratamana gets it back there, midway, 22 and halfway. Lash puts his boot to it. It's gone into touch, though. Trying to play soccer with it down. Football, is it? Football, soccer, down that far touch line. It has gone into touch. It will be Donlan for Mid-Canterbury to throw it in. And again, helter-skelter in the second half.
It was Mid-Canterbury have made us very aware how they're going to play this half. Like you say, they need the 4 tries, so why not go at it from the start? James Lash got his hands in there, just ripped the ball clear and then put it into touch.
Really interesting to see that Robbie Malneek must have been a bit tight, that jersey. He's gone back to the no-number jersey. Mid-Canterbury, they've got the ball from the line out.
Joel Hands!
Joel Hands over the 10-metre mark before he gets taken to the ground there. Buller forwards over very, very quickly there. Picked up by Ravudra. Ravudra out there to Malneek. He tries to push off 1, tries to push off 2. 15 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory now. 5 in from our broadcast touch. Stevens, a long pass out there to Abrahama. Dummies one way. Taken to the ground by Einarson. Stevens gives it out there, out to Hands again. Hands gives it up to Mundy. Mundy, a nice little pass here to Lash. Tries to dummy, but he runs straight into Koratamana. 15 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory. Stevens at halfback, gives it up to Abrahama. He tries to run in short there. It's taken down, but Stevens again working it. Again, Leaper's got it. Got Jack Best on his shoulder. Best got the ball now, makes 6 or 7 metres before he gets taken. 22-metre mark, still working away there. Lash, a long pass out there to Tailua. Mid-Canterbury's defence is solid there, right round the ankles again. Tailua feeds it back nicely.
I disagree with that one, Townie.
Well, he said Tailua didn't let the ball go there.
Sam Goodwin's
right over top of it. And referee Mahoney, she has given the penalty to Mid-Canterbury, and Buller really having Mid-Canterbury stretched there. Backs and forwards combining very, very well. McCoy on the left foot, down the broadcast touch, and into touch Yes, it is. A touch judge standing 12 metres inside Mid-Canterbury's territory. And it will be Donlan with the ball. Well, Tailua laid it back. As you say, Goblin right over the top there, but the referee saw it differently. And where's it going? Big call going down towards the back of the line out, and finally handed down there from Boddington.
And knock on
there. Korotamana losing the ball there, and the referees picked that one up. Right out in midfield there. Korotamana hit that at pace.
Well, he's been into everything, like you say, from about the 20-minute mark when Mid-Canterbury started lifting themselves. He was right at the centre of that, and in the second half he's touched the ball 4 or 5 times. Open side flanker, but he's playing in the back line a lot of the times. I think they're going to go to him to try and make the breaks.
Buller's ball right out in midfield, midway 22 and a half way. Right, couldn't have got it any better if you'd put the cross. Stevens with the ball. He's got Lash, Malneek, Wells, Ravudra out to the left. He's got Tailua and Hands out to his right. Mid-Canterbury matching up as Stevens puts it in. Buller have got it. He's looking to the right. He comes out there to Tailua, gets the ball. Tailua puts a little pop over the top, racing through his hands, and Tailua. Hands has picked it up. Oh, he got taken out and dropped. Dropped the ball, Joel Hands. Yes, he's knocked it on the winger. Tailua, a lovely little pop kick through. He had them beaten. It bounced there, and Hands went to pick it up and just knocked it on. And Mid-Canterbury now with a scrum about 8 metres out from their own try line, and on the 5 metre mark, broadcast touchline.
Like you say, great wee chip there from Tailua. And I tell you what, Townie, Joel Hands and Anthony Tailua had 2 metres on any Mid-Canterbury player. The ball bounced sideways, and Joel Hands just couldn't quite hang on.
Mackenzie. He'll put into this defensive scrum. Mid-Canterbury need to hold it solid. Buller, they need the big shove. Mackenzie puts it in. They are holding. Held in the back there by Anderson, the number 8. Mackenzie's got it. Oh, he runs into... Oh, he's lost it. Yes, he's lost it. He's run into his own number 8. They've lost it. Buller pressure on there. And Buller will have the attacking scrum.
Well, the scrum's turned just a little bit. The halfback picked it up. I think Mackenzie, the halfback, picked it up. He went to give the ball, didn't know who to give it to, decided to have a go himself and just forgot the ball.
Buller now with this scrum. It's up to Buller now to have the solid platform. Lash moves in. He's having a chat there with Malneek. He's got Hands out on his right-hand shoulder as Robbie Malneek. Giving him lots of advice, the youngster.
I'd say he's going to be off either side of him here, Townie, and take it to the line. Robbie Malneek, put Joel Hands under the sticks. That'll do me.
5 in from our broadcast touch. About 8 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury line. Stevens put in. The scrum is holding. Leaper. Out along to Lash. Out to Malneek. Oh, he put Wells into the hole. Gives it to Malneek. And Malneek will go under the post. Wow. Robbie Malneek straight in under the post, and time gone on the clock. You got the try right, Smithy, but not exactly just how you thought they might have scored it.
Well, yeah, Robbie Malneek took the ball to the line, hit a charging Wells, and Wells made the little half break, got his arms free, and doubling round was Malneek, who dots it down and hard under the posts, and that was good. 7
minutes on the clock. He's just looking at that wet and forget replay. You were dead right there. And I take it 7 minutes gone on the clock.
Yeah, 7 minutes into the second half. Big moment for the Buller team. We called it, Townie. We thought there was going to be a play run off Malneek. Joel Hands run wide. Wells it was that run off the shoulder, and then, yeah, like I say, Malneek doubling round and dots the ball down very hard next to the post. Very happy with his play there. And
Lash has done the privilege of the extra 2. Now, a couple of changes. Buller have taken off Logan Mundy. They've brought on Ropati Matangi. And Mid-Canterbury, I notice, have made a couple of changes as well. A couple of big boys coming on there. We'll just have to try and pick up those numbers as we go along. 20 points to 12. Electra Services Buller leading Mid-Canterbury. McCloy. Clawing for it again as Lash onto the left boot. And as number 20 comes flying through at him. And that was Brian Matoramusha as Lash gets a kick away 5 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory. And Matoramusha, I think just the better, little bit of almost a brain explosion there. He's going to take Lash out, decide against it. but Mid-Canterbury, they have got the line out. 5 metres inside their own territory. Donlan puts it in. Again, it is Lindsay gets it up. Out along the back line there. Straight out there to the centre three. Oh, no, it's the new man on the field there, Masawini. Cirilli Masawini. 5 metres inside Buller's territory. Mid-Canterbury kicked out downfield there by the winger, Franson. And, he's put out on the full. The winger, why would he kick it? Can't understand that. They had all the ball, and the referee's whistle has called timeout.
Just a Mid-Canterbury player winded down here.
Just have to pay out. Gee, Mid-Canterbury, they had a couple of big players running hard through there. Masawini and Matoramusha.
Snuck on when we haven't been watching Townie. A couple of big boys they are too.
And who is it getting up there? It is the number 8 there for Mid-Canterbury, Einarson. And he's a bit winded down there. And Electric Services Buller with that try early in the second half. They lead Mid-Canterbury by 20 points to 12. And the kick went out on the full.
We'll just go back to that try, Townie. We talk about what you do with the ball in hand, but Joel Hands just showed you. He talked to Robbie Malneek and then he put himself out wide. He drew a bit of defence wider, and it's that sort of play that just creates the space for the likes of the Wells to go through that half gap. So well done, Joel Hands. And they're the sorts of things that Buller have been missing this year.
Buller line out right on halfway. Anthony Ellis. Down towards the back it goes. Up high there, Godwin. Gives it straight down to Stevens. Out to Lash. Long pass out there to Wells in the centre. Even longer pass. Oh, Tailua's dropped it this time. No reason to drop it there. Yes, so playing advantage is going to be no... Oh, Mid-Canterbury have ripped it away. Well, Buller, not only did they knock it on, Mid-Canterbury have ripped it away. They've got control of it. Over the top there, playing in at halfback is Blackburn. Gives it up to number 8, Einarson. Blackburn there. Trying to feed it out into these centres. Now again. Right, it goes out to McCloy. McCloy tries to give it there to Hannum Carter. Gets knocked backwards into his own half there. That's a good tackle.
Vudra getting through there.
Took him down well. 5 metres back inside Mid-Canterbury territory now. Still working that short side as Duff tries to take it down the grandstand side. Right on the halfway mark, just working across field. Waiting for it to come free. And a penalty, holding on one of the Buller players, as the referee said. A penalty there to Mid-Canterbury.
Yeah, Robbie Malneek's been pointed at by the referee, but that delay in the ball coming out might have been his doing, and hence the penalty, Townie.
Right, we'll just check. I think there's the halfback McKenzie gone off. Is that why we have Blackburn right in there at the base of the scrum in the ruck and mauls? McCloy puts it down the grandstand touch.
I'll do some numbers for you, Townie, if I can.
And we're about 25 out from the Buller try line. Jackson Donlan, the hooker. No, McKenzie's still there. Oh, and Buller won the ball. Robbie Bonish comes away with a good pass out there to Brownlee. Oh, gets taken in a highish tackle there. Manages to get the ball away there to Malneek. Gets it across there to Lash. Lash put a little kick in. He gets taken out again.
Yeah, flags out, Townie. Flags out this time.
And Mid-Canterbury still have the ball under control. A penalty, is it? And the referee's saying, no, it's up here, ref. The touch judge has said no up here, and that penalty to Buller. Mid-Canterbury certainly are targeting the little fellow. He keeps bouncing back up, though.
Yeah, well, he's made of stern stuff. He's a Wataroa born and bred. He's made his way to the Buller via Tasman, Townie, so good, hardy West Coast man he is.
And his kick is over the touchline, taken beautifully there by Craig Scanlon, the Buller captain, just on the wander, as he does, and play now is 8 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory, and Anthony Ellis, the Buller hooker, he'll throw it in. Short line out there to Robbie Bonish. Gives it back up there to Ellis, was it? No, Mid-Canterbury trying to get over the top and rip it up. Stevens has got it. And he gets pushed out of the way. The referee's hands out. Another penalty. And the referee didn't allow any advantage there. And Buller have got the penalty, but starting to work it out the back line and no advantage. Again, Buller with the penalty.
Again, just the one change for Buller. Logan Mundy replaced by Rapati Matangi. Whereas Mid-Canterbury have 3 or 4 high numbers out there now, Townie.
Right, and Lash's kick, 22 metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. And another couple of Mid-Canterbury players coming on too. So we got, I noticed, Matt Groom going off.
A big game from the big prop.
And also Logan Bonington going off. So a couple of big bits of timber out there now for Mid-Canterbury. Just pick up, is it Tom Blythe might be out there? Just pick up the numbers.
Whakatoka at the back of the line out.
Ellis and the Godwin. Beautiful two hands. Straight down there to Stevens. A long pass from Lash out there to Wells. Oh, he props and goes inside Hannum Carter. Yes, he has. He knows Brownlee over the top of him trying to feed the ball back. Mid-Canterbury trying to rip Buller out of the way there, but Buller set it up nicely. Stevens gives it up there to Abrahama. He's going to come into the safety. Oh, no, he's almost through. He does. He gets it up to Robbie Bonish. Manages to go over the top as Godwin. Stevens back there to Lash. Has a wee look at one way, then the other. They're under the post now, about 10 metres out. Lash trying to feed it back to Stevens. He has. Gets it up there again. Abrahama's out to the left there. Buller forwards and behind, driving towards the mid-Canterbury line there. Quickly, Stevens gets it up to Ellis. Oh, knocked on there. Out of the Buller hand. Jack Best was at first. Knock on. Yes, it was. Just lost it. Almost through the gap. And mid-Canterbury dodge a bullet there. Oh, they just lost the ball.
Yeah, well, Anthony Ellis took it to the line. It looked like he was trying to hit his outsides, and Jack Best steaming. He was like a white rhino there. It reminded me of Marius Parkin back in the days. Took it on the chest, it went forward, but outside him there was Ili Ravudra and I think Anthony Tailua and maybe only one defender.
They're about 6-7 metres from the mid-Canterbury line. They're 15 in from the Albion Hotel corner over there.
We actually have got Tyler Blackburn, the second 5'8", started. He's gone into halfback. So
it is him in at halfback?
Yes, it is.
And they've taken McKenzie off. McKenzie was having a great game there. Blackburn. Just waiting for it to settle. No, it's not settling. How long in the second half, Smithy? Having a quick look.
Yeah, looking about 12 or 13 minutes, Townie. I have to put my head out of the box, of course.
Yes, we haven't got the official time here, but
there's been a lot of stoppages, so no use going by my clock. We'll go by the official one.
Blackburn, he'll put it in. The hooker, Donlan, waiting for the scrum to go down. Mid-Canterbury, they need to hold solid here. So they've got some fresh legs on. And a penalty to Mid-Canterbury. The scrum went straight to ground. And Buller are going to get penalised here.
Yeah, Rapati Matangi's been called out by the referee.
Matangi, was he?
Lost his bind, went straight to ground. Again, unfortunate when you've got a dominant scrum that you give away penalties like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a guessing game, isn't it? There's McCloy, kicks down that grandstand touch. And he has put it into touch. Yes, what we say, about 26, 27 metres out from the mid-Canterbury line.
Yeah, not a hell of a lot of distance with that kick, Townie. Buller lining up. They'll see they've competed a couple of times in this half, never did in the first half, and I think it's just throwing mid-Canterbury's line out off a little bit.
Righto, we have Donlan over in the grandstand side. And this time it is Duff, gets it nicely, out along the back line there. And some crash, trying to crash through, and does crash through there too. Is the new man on the paddock there, Musawini. He gets taken down just outside the 22-metre Buller territory. Gee, what a great run that was. No,
yeah.
He hasn't let it go. Over the top, Brownlee. He's getting the pat on the back. Oh, quickly taken there by Lash. Lash puts the little kick down the field there. Bounces into the hands of Franson. Lash round the ankles of him. Trying to take the ball off him too.
He's got the ball as well, Townie. No, he has. James Lash has got in there and got the ball back.
Oh, he's like a robber's dog. Robbie Bonish playing at first 5'8". Lepper, a run at halfback. Lepper, gives it out to Abrahama. He just went to pass it and dropped it. Oh, Buller, what are you doing? You had them moving. You had them going backwards. Abrahama looks to the heavens. And they had Robbie Bonish at halfback. You had Sam Goblin was at first 5'8". He fired it out to Abrahama, and he went to pass it. It fell out of his hands. So Buller's momentum there stopped, and Mid-Canterbury right out in midfield bring on another replacement. Gee, it's about replacement number 5 or 6, and off goes the captain and hooker Donlan.
I'll tell you what, Townie, James Lash is worth his weight in gold. You had Sorelli from Mid-Canterbury made a big break. Lash playing at fullback in the defensive line, made the tackle, got up, won the ball, got the penalty, kicked ahead, made the tackle, got the ball back, and I think all the forwards are out here because the backs were the ones cleaning that ruck out.
Doing the work. 20 points to 12. Electra Services Buller leading Mid-Canterbury. Referee wants the scrum to stand again. Right out of midfield they are. They're about 3 metres inside Mid-Canterbury's territory. And the winger on the far side there, Franson, saying, hey, give me a go here, mate. I reckon I can get round these boys. He's away out to the right. The rest of the players lined up out to the left.
Yes, Sorelli Massawini, I think it is, Townie.
An 8-9 off the back?
I think they'll come to this left-hand side, I think. Buller have struggled. They've slipped off a few tackles in the high numbers. I think they'll target him with this Sorelli Massawini and just go direct and see how they go.
He's been quick.
Oh, he's made a difference.
Right, putting it in now is Blackburn.
So tight
Buller got a tight head, straight out tight head. Picked up there is Leaper, gives it up there to Stevens, gives it out there to Robbie Malneek. He's going for a bit of a run, he's up over the 22. He's still going before he tries to pile it up. It come off the legs there of Wells. It hit the post and he scored.
Not according to the touch
judge.
Oh,
no, that had come off the legs. Had come off the legs of Mike Wells. And the touchy on the far side there, Corey Eggers. He's going to call him back. The crowd are saying no, and he's saying, you've got to, well, there's no...
He
said, let's go upstairs and have a look, but if you want to go upstairs, I'm sorry. Upstairs says that was a try.
Yeah.
And the referee is heading towards the post, and Mike Wells has scored the try for Buller. Well, Malneek cut through there, and as Malneek cut through, he got a lucky bounce there, did Wells, and looking at the wet and forget replay, come off his legs, through went Wells, he got the bounce, and he went straight in under the posts. And after a little bit of consultation there with a touchy, yes, the try has been given, and now James Lash will have the opportunity to add a further 2 points. And as we said, we've got how many minutes gone on the clock? Trying to
about 20 minutes gone, Townie.
About 20 gone, so we'll say 20 gone. And suddenly Electro Services Buller have scored their third try of the afternoon as Lash converts that. And Electro Services Buller are out to 27 points to 12.
Well, yeah, Robbie Malneek ran a great line there, Townie, and then cut back towards the posts, give a beautiful ball to Wells. The touch judge on the far side stopped where he was. He was waiting for the referee to make it, and then motioned for the video referee. Well, we don't have them. Townie and I made the decision. It's a try.
Right, there goes the kick-off taken there by Abraham, just outside the 22-metre. Drops it, gets up, takes it again. Goes another couple of metres. Stevens gives it up to Leaper. Leaper goes, and he's got Brownlee right on his shoulder there, goes over top of him. Buller still driving forward, midway 22 and a half way. Stevens waiting for it to come back. He has a look to the left, gives it to Lash, puts the boot right down that grandstand side, racing back there. Mid-Canterbury, they've got it covered, comes back up there to Franson, going to run it across field. Well, they're having a look to see who's going to take the ball. No one wants it. Wells is straight up there and has made the tackle.
No, they have to let him go, unfortunately. Yeah. They had him back up off the ground. His knee hit the ground.
Got a wee bit of space on that grandstand side now. Matoramusha, he gets, that's a beautiful tackle. He goes down in a Ravudras tackle. They come back to the left, pass it up there to Hayward. The prop's got it. Buller defending. Hayward gets the halfback, Blackburn, fires it way out through here. And the tap up, Joel Hands.
He's put it down and slips.
Just knocked it forward there. The referee playing advantage well. And coming away with McCloy, runs past a couple of them. Now he gives it up to the big boys. I guess going across field at the moment there, Hayward. Brownlee over the top, trying to free it. Can't. Comes back. Hayward passes away back out there to Hannum Carter. Trying to work down. We have the flanker again, Korotamana on the far side. And again, Mid-Canterbury. They've lost it. They've lost the ball. And Buller ripped it away from him. And yes, they will get the scrum. Good work there. And who have we got? Andrew Stevens getting up from off the bottom there. He was underneath there. And
I'll tell you what, Matangi and Anthony Ellis have been all over it. I've got to take a breath, Townie. This is getting too exciting for me. It's unusual territory this year for us to see Buller playing the way they are. They're into everything, like you say. James Lash is like a robber's dog. Well, I tell you what, the rest of the Buller team, they're hunting as a pack. Matangi in there, Anthony Ellis, they're into everything. Joel Hands there, he went for the intercept, got a hand on it, and then a good second slip dive for it, and he put it down. We'll call that a chance, won't we?
Oh, definitely a chance and slips. But no, he Mid-Canterbury, they almost made the break there, and a fortunate hand going out, but the referee deemed it wasn't just one of those knock-on hands, yellow cards.
I think he made a good enough
effort to get it. Stevens puts it in. Held there by Leaper. Leaper gets he gets a halfback through there, Blackburn on top of him there, but they've still got it. Abrahama gets it and just nudges it backwards here. Buller, Anthony Ellis over the ball. Leaper in behind him. Ellis takes it forward 2 or 3 metres here. Still driving with Leaper on his shoulder. Now they go to ground there. Matangi's got it at the back. He wants someone on his rump. He's got Brownlee. Away goes Matangi. He's still going, the big fella. Runs into a very high tackle here of Lindsay. Gets put down on the ground there. Referee says no. Stevens has a look to the right, to the left. Who's going to work it to? Just holding on to it there. Gives it up there again to Abrahama. Oh, around the ankles there. Lovely tackle there from Einarson. Oh, and in the way there, yes, a Mid-Canterbury player. Accidentally, ref. Sorry, I was trying to get out of the way, ref, honestly. But no, he was lazy running and offside. And Buller with the penalty there. 10-metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory.
Yeah, Einarson, the number 8. He was just running back, like you say, but we'll take the penalty. Buller were building there. They had numbers out to this right-hand side, so it's a fair enough penalty.
Now, they've just played scissors, paper, rock out there, and the Lash has won it, and he will have a kick at goal. Now, he's on the 40-metre mark, right on the 10-metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. We'll give it a little bit extra because it's to the right hand, or to the right of the post, so it's probably a kick of about 42 metres on the angle.
Yeah, probably only a slight breeze pushing from this side of the field, Tanny. I don't know if it'll affect Lashies too much. Like we said, first half he landed one outside the dead ball line, so if he strikes it like he has been, this distance shouldn't be an issue.
Plenty of supporters down here to let us know what's going to happen. Good crowd here at Victoria Square for Luke Brownlee's 200th game for Buller today. Lash comes in. He hits it, and it's holding up. It's holding up. The crowd said, give it to him! James Lash has kicked his third penalty of the afternoon. That makes it Electra Services Buller 30, Mid-Canterbury 12, and with that kick we have had on the clock, 25 minutes of play gone in the second half.
Well, he put that one into the mitre 10 there, down there.
Right. Waiting for it there is Joel Hands, and he gets it knocked out of his hands too, and Einarson's got it now. Referee playing advantage here. Out along the back line it goes. It gets up to Massawini. He gets dragged down on the 22-metre mark. Malneek over the top trying to rip it free. Can't. Hayward dart half back there. Jack Best races up there out of the line quickly. Drop back again to Hayward. Hayward across there to McCloy. McCloy right on the far side of there, to the flanker, Korotamano. Gee, he's got pace. He's taken inside the 22-metre mark. Hayward flips it up again there. I know who's having a bit of a run here for the line. That was Hayward himself went for the run. Coming back slowly. They're 8 metres out. Back to the left it goes. McCloy's got it up there to the flanker. Lindsay gets dropped right under the Buller post there. Still McCloy. McCloy gets it up here to Griffiths. Griffiths gets taken in the tackle of Malneek. Still with it. Hayward, the Blackburn, the halfback.
There's a couple of mismatches wide here if Mid-Canterbury can get it wide.
Yes, they have got it right out into the centres here. Buller trying to rip it free. Mid-Canterbury still with it under control. Hayward's got it. He gets it, trying to pass it inside to Mazrawiti. He gets taken the tackle about Alice. Still manages to pass it back to Blackburn. Blackburn enjoying playing that role. McCloy goes into halfback. Racing up as Godwin to make the tackle.
Still got a good one too, Townie.
Still got him going. Robbie Bonish in there trying to free it up, but oh no, the referee says it won't come out. We'll scrum it. Mid-Canterbury were going forward, so they get the scrum.
Yeah, it was a great tackle there by Sam Godwin. He stopped the Mid-Canterbury player in his tracks and pushed him backwards, so it was Mid-Canterbury that obviously couldn't clear the ball there, and a scrum to Mid-Canterbury now about 15 metres out.
It is, and we have the number 8 going off there now, Einarson, and it looks like it might be... No, he won't turn and give us a number, will he? So they have just about used all of their reserves bench here, I think, Mid-Canterbury.
I think they have, Townie, looking at the numbers.
They are behind 30 points to 12, Mid-Canterbury. Electra Services Buller 30, Mid-Canterbury 12. We've had about 27 minutes gone in the second half.
Well, we're talking about stats, Townie. James Lash must be building towards a all-time Buller record, is he, for points? Well, Luke Brownlee, I think, holds the record for 4.5 million tackles over his 200 games and about 3.5 million turnovers. He's into everything again.
Lash, 3 penalties and 3 conversions today, so the referee, she blows time on Buller. They've got to defend the scrum. Blackburn, the halfback. He's got the ball. Mid-Canterbury with all their fresh legs on. I see Kahu Parata up out now, and also Zach Walsh.
Got Massawini out here again, Townie. He's very flat on McCloy at 5'8".
Put it in. A better hold there from Mid-Canterbury, but the Blackburn tries, he gets the ball rough, and Stevens at the same time. Picking it up, trying to drive forward there, the Mid-Canterbury forwards. Still got it in there, the heavy boys are in trying to do the work there. Trying to pick it up there. Buller trying to rip the ball free. What can the referee see? Is she going to give a penalty here?
Yes.
She is. Yeah, good work there. and getting a good pat on the back there. Sam Godwin, yes. Great bit of work there. Godwin was straight over the top there, and Mid-Canterbury weren't able to free it up. They weren't able to shift Godwin either, and Lash, he'll try and clear the line from the 5 metre, his own 5 metre line. There goes the kick.
It was Luke Brownlee again, Townie. Like I say, he's into the 4.5 millions. Well, he's now 4.5 million with an extra one. He made the tackle. Sam Godwin straight over the top, and he wins the penalty, a decent and timely penalty too. Right,
the ball now, midway 22 halfway. Buller have cleared their line as we have making some Buller replacements, is it? Yes, Zach Walsh is on. Oh, they're taking off Jeff Lepper. Lepper going off. This is a big call. Yeah, losing a little bit of height in the line out now with Lepper off and Walsh on.
He's got a bit of a limp on Townie. He might just be feeling the effects.
He's got that right knee fairly well bandaged up, hasn't he? Anthony Ellison, important line out here for Buller. Into the line out it goes. Oh, Abraham at 2 hands. Gives it back to Stevens. Long pass out there to Ravudra. His first real run of the day. He's up towards, he's about 12 metres inside Buller territory before he gets put to ground. Stevens in. Gets it behind him to Lash. Lash puts the ball up high into the air. Coming down here towards Franson. He takes it in mid-air, but he just managed to push off hands at the same time as he's got the fullback Tailua around him, but he does get inside Buller's territory by 6 or 7 metres, and Hayward there passes it to no one in particular. The ball bounces before it gets picked up there by Whakatoka. Yeah. He's on the field there too, trying to free it up now, Buller, but 5 metres inside their own territory. Referee penalty advantage, is it? McCloy gets it across there, and pushing off some 3 or 4 players here is Matoramusha, and he's going to go under the post on his own. Well, what a try that was from Brian Matoramusha. They worked away, having a look at the wet and forget replay here, Smithy. Mid-Canterbury, they worked it to the left, a big pass out there from Tyler Blackburn playing in at halfback. It got across very quickly to Matoramusha, and from about 45 metres out, gee, he cut the Buller tacklers to ribbons. They were left grasping at thin air, and he has scored under the post to make it 25 to 30 points to 17 with the kick to come.
Yeah, 28 minutes gone now, Townie, and well, he just sliced through, and James Lash had a look and thought, well, I'm not going to get him, and he's put it down under the post. He's one of the ones that's turned up in the second half. He's got the high number on, but I tell you what, he's made a difference for the attacking style of Mid-Canterbury anyway. It looked like it had broken down. Whakatoka, the replacement hooker, had to take it forward. It had bounced about 3 times before him, and straight off that, Matoramusha's made the break and scored.
Gee, that was tremendous acceleration. He worked one way, then the other. And Mid-Canterbury, they have made it now 30 points to 19. And what have Buller got left in the tank over these final 15 minutes? Lash, there goes the kick. Gets it up nice and high. Taken there by Lindsay, rather. 10 metre mark, Mid-Canterbury territory. Trying to work it across the side there, but Jack Bess, he's got the big tackle. Down on the ground they go. Hey, Blackburn works it back here to the left. What a big tackle. Robbie Bonish and Zach Walsh over the top there. Drive them back, but picked up in the hand again by Lindsay. Drives forward. He hadn't stopped giving up at the moment there. Trying to, slipping through the tackle there was the prop forward, Hayward. Mid-Canterbury now.
Marmite's got it. Turnover.
Mid-Canterbury inside the Buller's territory, but...
they're all offside, surely.
Buller get it right across the far side. Wells gets it up there to Tailua over the 10 metre mark. Props one way, goes the other way. Gets dropped right on the halfway mark. Playing in at halfback there, Mike Wells. No, he leaves it to Stevens. Stevens waiting for it to come back. He can see it. Gives it back there to Malneek playing at 5'8". He gives it up there to Godwin. Oh, nice offload there to Martangi, and they just drag him down 8 metres inside now, inside Mid-Canterbury territory. Stevens goes to the short side. Lash props it up. He gives it to Tailua again. And a 15 inside Mid-Canterbury territory. Over the top go the Mid-Canterbury players. Buller holding on to it. Stevens gets, again, those Mid-Canterbury players that come up very, very quickly. Abraham, he crashes into them, drives them back. Stevens, Malneek at 5'8", gives it up there to Jack Best. Runs straight into Korotamata, is it? Down on the ground it goes. Still working out here. Malneek in at 5'8" again. And again, Buller get held up by some good tackling there. Stevens gets taken right out of the ground. The referee's going to help him up, but you can't touch the halfback. Lash goes in. Gives it up again to Abraham. Again, he almost makes that half break. Pushes off one, pushes off two. Zach Walsh over the top, preparing it. Stevens works it there to Wells. Wells steps inside, comes back towards the comfort of the forwards before he gives it out there to Anthony Ellis. He pushes off one. Oh, gee, that was a big shove back too. Getting up very slowly there, the mid-Canterbury players. Malneek gets it off, slops it nicely. But they've lost it now, Buller. What's happened there? The referee says, lost by Buller. Play on. 10-metre mark, mid-Canterbury territory. The referee says no advantage. Well, she's going to go back.
Well,
now Bonish had his leg ripped right from underneath him there and twisted, and he went down. The touch judge has come on. He is in absolute pain down here.
Well, I can tell you exactly what happened there, Townie. The referee had blown a whistle. Robbie Bonish had been over the ball at the ruck. The whistle had been gone for 30, I won't say 30 seconds, 5 seconds. And mid-Canterbury carried on with it. Robbie Bonish got twisted. Like I say, the whistle had gone 5 seconds before this, and he's been twisted. His knee is gone on.
Almost gone out, I would say. The touchy is on talking to the referee.
The touchy had a good view of it, Townie, so if he doesn't do anything here, there's something wrong.
30 points to 19. Electra Services Buller leading mid-Canterbury. About 14 minutes gone on the clock. And the physio out having a look. Both sides are in a huddle there. Mid-Canterbury, though, looking very dangerous with the new players on the paddock there, that's for sure.
This Buller team, though, Townie, this Buller team has turned up today for Luke Brownlee's 200. They look a different side than we've seen throughout the season. They look more complete, more composed. They're running harder. The guys that are supposed to use their feet are using their feet. The forwards are doing the hard yards. Luke Brownlee's making tackles. Sam Godwin's making tackles. Yeah, they've slipped off a couple, but I tell you what, they are a different side again today. They've lifted for this. They've had mid-Canterbury under all sorts of pressure. It's not over, but I tell you what, they should be proud of their efforts.
Right, Andrew Stevens having a chat to the referee and the touch judge, just showing what's actually went on, how he saw it. But mid-Canterbury don't appear to be concerned. They're right up there at what will be a scrum. Buller did lose the ball. Malneek's getting up very slowly too. I see Fesu. Mafia Fesu has come on for Buller.
I think it might be Ellie that's leaving.
Ravudra leaving, yes. Getting a great round of applause. And Buller, Malneek back up on his feet.
Tell you what, Zach Walsh has been on 3 or 4 minutes, Townie. He made 3 tackles within the space of about 4 phases back there, and all 3 of them are very important tackles too, Zach Walsh.
Well, Robbie Bonish is back up on his feet. He's limping. He doesn't appear happy. The referee's talking to the mid-Canterbury players. If
it's his medial ligament, his knee will be as sloppy as Townie. I can tell you that from experience.
Well, time on, says the referee, and we'll just get on with it. Well, he got absolutely picked up and just ripped around there, and the scrum will go down mid-Canterbury. We've got about 8 minutes left on the clock here. We're in referee's time.
Yeah, she was talking to the touch judge, I think, looking at the clock and looking at a watch, saying there's a bit of a difference, so we don't know which way.
Don't know what it will be. Rossetti on the clock here. And Victoria Square. The game, of course, being brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes, New Zealand's most trusted home builder, GJ Gardner Homes, and, of course, ESL Electro Services. And you can get all your domestic, industrial and farm electrical refrigeration work done there from ESL Electro Services. Electro Services, Buller 30, Mid-Canterbury 19.
Fesu in at second 5, Malneek back to fullback now.
Tyler Blackburn, the halfback.
Rolls it under his locked feet.
Right out across it goes into centre field, trying to push it into man on the inside there. Coming in there was Matoramusha. Mid-Canterbury working it through Duff. 5 metres still inside their own territory. They come away to the right. Just almost losing the ball there was Whakatoa. Passed up quickly to Blackburn. Out into the middle.
Got the,
Brownlee just got tipped up there. Gee, went in just didn't quite manage to get it. McCloy tries to pass it back infield, but not. Lovely tang around the ankles tackle there. Mid-Canterbury, though, they're running hard. Brownlee again across there to make the tackle with Wells. Straight up the middle there. Mid-Canterbury, they're up towards the 22-metre mark. Who's got the tackle there? As it is Blythe. Blythe right on the 22-metre mark. Mid-Canterbury really coming.
Ellis.
Now they come the short side. Oh, just losing the ball forward there, Mackenzie for Mid-Canterbury. Gee, that was timely too. Buller really stretched. They're getting their defence back, but they are stretched. And
someone else carrying on with Robbie Bonish. He's the last man you want to be carrying on with at the moment. He's not happy with what happened before. Angus McKenzie was in his face on the ground after.
And McKenzie was the man who dropped the ball, so I don't know what he was. He did it. It was McKenzie who dropped it. But the scrum will go down. 12 metres inside from the broadcast touch, and right on the 22-metre mark, Electro Services Buller territory.
Yeah, Mid-Canterbury have emptied their bench, Townie. Number 22 out the side, Asaya Basagali. He was the man that took it forward in midfield there before. He's closest thing to an afro on the field today.
Oscar, they call him. Oscar Basagli, yes. He's out here on the left wing.
Sam Godwin in at number 8 now that Lepper's off. And we'll,
referee's whistle goes. Right on the 22-metre mark as they 12 metres into our broadcast touch. Buller need the solid scrum. They have lost a little bit of experience there. They need the fresh legs to step up.
It looks like Luke Brownlee might play out his 200th Townie. Recently he's been getting taken off with about 10, 15, 20 to go, and today he's going to play it out, and he's had a good game too.
Kahu Parata waiting on the sideline over there as the referee sets the scrum. Put in, hooked. Godwin off the back he goes and gets it straight up there to Malneek. Malneek props inside 1, props inside 2, gives it straight into Brownlee. Brownlee 10-metre mark. Down on the ground it goes, waiting for it to come back. Godwin playing in there at halfback. Gives it straight up to Abrahama. Abrahama runs straight into the tackle there of Mackenzie and also Duff. Now it comes back up to Anthony Ellis, still 10-metre mark, Buller territory. Lash tries to dummy to the right and come back. He does too, comes through there, makes 5 or 6 metres. Good work. Stevens now back into halfback. Abrahama again on the carry, the big fella. Pushes Duff out the way, Angus Lindsay rather, out of the way, right on the halfway mark. Mike Wells tries to put his boot to it, but he gets charged down. And who's got it? Picked up there by
Wells again.
Wells has got it again. Oh, he's going to try and run around 3 or 4 here. Yes, he has. His props and comes back inside, so he doesn't go over the touchline, right down in front of us. Stevens in at halfback. Gives it up there to Robbie Bonish. Oh, big tackle there from Fakatoa. But Lash at 5'8", gives it right across there to Robbie Malneek. Right across there to Tailua. They're going across the field in 2 passes. And Tailua taken down 5 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory there. Trying to wait for the ball to come back there. Who's going to be in there at halfback? Martangi's going to go over there and at halfback. Waiting for it to come back slowly. Martangi's got it. Gives it up there to Abrahama at 5'8" there. Ford's doing all the heavy work there. Stevens back in, gives it to Lash. Lash again puts a pop kick over.
Beautiful.
No one in behind there, and he's going to bounce it into... Oh, James Lash, you're a sweetheart. He bounces it in to touch his Lash, and inside the 22-metre mark, and trying to throw it in quickly was Mid-Canterbury, but it's bounced off the hands, and the touch judge is going to penalise Buller. They were inside the 5-metre mark as Mid-Canterbury tried to throw it in quickly, and that Mid-Canterbury with this kick inside their own 22-metre mark.
A quick throw was on too, Townie. Everyone's out on their feet. This has been helter-skelter, and I tell you what, I've enjoyed it.
McCloy kicks it down the grandstand touch, and the touchy Mr. Eggers stopping 8 metres inside Mid-Canterbury territory. And it will be Fakatoa, the hooker for Mid-Canterbury. 30 points to 19. Electric Services Buller. Into the line out it goes. Oh, who went up high and didn't got it, was it? No, come back down on the Mid-Canterbury side. Out along the back line it goes. Oh, Mid-Canterbury just takes a wee look and a wee knock on, and the referee will bring them back. Well, they just had a wee bow peep there. Coming through there was Massawini. He's the go-gas man, isn't he?
He is.
And they're also playing out there, Korotamana.
Yeah, Korotamana looks like he's playing in the midfield now, Townie.
Wow, Buller making a couple of changes here. Coming on, Sam Maris and Corey Jenkins. Going off, Joel Hands and Andrew Stevens.
Yeah, Corey Jenkins from the Westport Club, Sam Maris from White Star here in Westport. And a big hand for Hands and Stevens. I've had some big games today. And here comes
Kahu Parata on as well. Luke Brownlee being, yes, as you say, Luke Brownlee getting a big round of applause already as Kahu Parata comes on. The Buller management, the selectors, they decide to have the young ones there to see it out.
I think it's also a way of giving Luke Brownlee the crowd to himself with about 2 minutes to go, Townie. He's walking off towards the tunnel. The crowd are on their feet. Not a dry eye in the house.
Oh, Buller, they're up by Electric Services Buller, 30 points to 19. Corey Jenkins. He's got Lash, Wells, and Tailua out to the left. No, it's not. Malneek out to, no, Malneek's out to the right here with Tailua.
Fesu, I think.
Fesu out there. Jenkins puts it in. Held in the back. Godwin's got it. Gives it up there to Jenkins. Goes for a little run, does the wee fella. Gives it out there to Tailua. Just puts a little kick in behind there. Covering across there. I'm getting knocked into touch too. Good work.
Knock on by mid-Canterbury.
Franson, yes, a knock on. Racing through there. Malneek and Tailua. Buller finishing here strongly. Smithy tells me a couple of minutes to go. A couple of seconds would be even better. But Buller, yes, they want the scrum, not the line out.
Yeah, good wee play there by Corey Jenkins, the little halfback. Saw that it wasn't on to pass, put the ball on his toe, and pressure on mid-Canterbury sees a knock on.
Some shrewd work here, James Lash. He's called the halfback over for a wee chat. It might only be a couple of seconds. It could be important.
I think Corey Jenkins is about the only one that James Lash can look in the eye. He's that small.
He still has to look up to him too. Okay, the scrum gets called down 5 metres in from the broadcast touch, 18 metres out from the mid-Canterbury line. Well, the scrum's gone to ground. Martangi and Best, the front rowers there with Anthony Ellis, making sure that everything is in order. Buller, they need a solid scrum. They need just to control the ball these last few minutes. Running time, we have had nearly, I'd say 100 minutes, was it? 160, 90, about 100 minutes of running time. So there have been a few injuries, there have been half-time, etc. So time must be almost coming down. Jenkins puts it in, hook for him, held in the back. Nice pass out there to Lash. Lash, a little pop kick over. Racing through there is Mike Wells. And what's going to happen here? Mike Wells has got a try. Mike Wells has got the bonus point for Buller. Mike Wells has won the game for Buller. The magic kick, though, from James Lash. And the Fords get up. They give him the thumbs up. We'll go back to halfway, boys. We did our bit. But James Lash through with that little kick. And Mike Wells through there to score to the left of the post. It was mid-Canterbury. They had to get up quick on Buller. But Lash, though, thinking the man he is. And he put the kick over the top. Bounced beautifully for Wells. And in that wet to Sky just to the left of the post. Well, and they're calling Luke Brownlee back onto the field for the goal kick.
I don't know how totally legal this is. Actually, we're making a blood replacement.
A blood replacement. Sam Goodwin going off on a blood replacement. And they're calling...
He's not allowed to, I don't think. The referee said no. Sorry, it's your 200th game, but you're not allowed to kick it over. He wasn't on the field when the try was scored. Sam Godwin's...
Oh, no, he propped it up. He is going to take the kick, Brownlee. Well, 35 points to 19. He's nearly gone back to halfway for the kick. And he comes. Off the post and over! Luke Brownlee, you're a legend. You can do it all. Well, to finish the game here at Victoria Square. Is it all over? Yes, it is. Luke Brownlee with a conversion has made it Electro Services Buller 37, Mid-Canterbury 19. And, well, what a fairy tale ending to this game.